Oh, maybe we should turn on our recording thing, shouldn't we?
Fuck.
Since this is a podcast and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. It came out with a title called Oni or Not. Here we go.
Oh my god, that's
Ah!
awesome! Well, that's gonna maybe that can be the actual
Title.
episode title. Yeah.
Load.
What episode is this? 79.
Onilicious.
Onilicious.
The cheeky troublemakers Onis? I don't think so. These things are not cheeky. Nor are they trouble. They're cheeky troublemakers Onis. They eat don't think. Babies. Oh wait, spoilers. We'll get into that.
Oh my god, no. My GarageBand is trying to download its sound pack again. And I said, no, don't download that. And it said, I'm doing it anyways. And it says it's going to take an hour.
Can you still record even if you're not?
Nope, it's not letting me open. Like, I just have a... Like, we're downloading this. You can't open me. Oh, okay.
You can't force stop it?
Let's... Stop it. I don't want that. I don't need that. Nope.
Let me put up the technical difficulties.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was literally about to say
Wait, should I record or just not even worry about it? Because
No.
Craig's here.
Nah, done. We're doing Craig.
All right. Craig's got it.
Yeah, Craig got this.
Under control.
I'm gonna close mine too.
Thanks,
The
Craig.
cool thing is that it does separate tracks and everything. So. All right. The stream is going. Facebook is up. Let me do
The head is
YouTube.
hurting.
My head is hurting.
Yeah.
I got a mosquito bite like right in between like the webbing of my fingers, and it's bothering the piss out of me. I hate that.
I had a mosquito bite me right on my like upper cheek the other day, like a little beauty.
Oh my
mark
God.
Right here. Yeah, I had no idea. I looked at my face. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with my face?" Because
No, I went to Twitch, like the homepage. It's like a half naked woman in the front. I'm like
aggressive.
Aggressive naked. Like there's only like little tape covering things. I'm like, Twitch.
Calm down.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
The funny thing is that the title of the stream is "How is this allowed?" Question mark.
Oh jeez, I don't know.
That's a great question.
Because nobody has reported you. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, they have by now.
Okay, I doubt it. Bunch of pervs. Okay. Live.
Yeah, that's,
All right,
that's a
cool.
hard line to toe. Like I
Yeah.
support
Did we do the sync? Did we do the sync with Craig? I can't remember.
I don't think we need to because Craig's doing the recording.
all encompassing.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go. Let's get this party started. Let me cue up the
Ow. Okay.
bumper. Okay, ready? And welcome to another episode of Attack of Opportunity Podcast. It's been a month again. You know, we came back and then we left again because why not? Welcome to Attack of Opportunity, a podcast all about Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop RPGs, board games, video games, books, creepy lore, and myths. Yeah, man. It is one of those mornings, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With me, as usual, Andrew.
There's a
And
very
Heather.
tired energy in this room today.
Heather, our residential spooky girl, who's gonna teach us about Onis today. The creepy Japanese, correct? You can correct me later if I'm wrong. Monsters and how they compare to their Dungeons and Dragons counterparts. But before that, let's play that music because we pay like $20 for it. We gotta get the most out of it.
So after that brutal assault by the orc warrior, the initiative now goes to you. Jose, what do you do?
I'm gonna cast
That is weird.
and welcome back. Oh, hi guys. How you doing?
Hello.
You know, we do more content in this channel, but I feel like the main one, which is the podcast, barely happens anymore.
Yeah.
Man, this year has just been like every Sunday, like something just nope, screw you guys.
It's just been a very unfortunate year. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's definitely been a lot of like, hey guys, it's almost Sunday. Like, there's a day known as Sunday. Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I hate that Craig is orange because like I have this orange glow on my face right now. You see it?
He's teal for me.
Oh, he's orange for me.
He's-
Can I change?
He's
that?
orange for me as well. Wait, can I change that?
Oh. He's teal for
Can I-
me. Maybe
oh,
I'm just
I'm gonna-
special.
I'm gonna tape some. Craig, for all you guys that don't know, Craig is our intern. He records and edits all of our episodes. We pay him absolutely nothing and make fun of him all day.
I don't know,
I'm
he's
kidding. I'm
probably-
kidding. Don't cancel me.
Craig, you.
It's just-
He
it's
was
just-
overlord
it's just-
for a while.
It's just a butt.
Craig, you motherfucker. I didn't ask for the watermelon wave. I wanted the peach one. God damn it! You ruined this recording session.
It's all over. All right, so today we're doing another one of our Beyond the Manuals episodes as we talk about Onis.
Mhm.
But before we deep dive into all these spookiness, traditions are traditions, so we get to talk about what we're drinking, which apparently we all are in the same wavelength because we're tired. So, who wants to go first?
I'll start. I am at the bottom of my second cup of coffee because I started the morning off with a peach Red Bull and then 2 cups of
Ooh.
coffee, and then I had to
Oh.
eat croissants to balance
That,
things.
that's a nice balanced breakfast.
I had extra notes to do, and a book to read. And I stayed up way too late, and then realized as I was drifting off to sleep that we were recording. So, hey, here I am. I got it done.
Great. That's the type of commitment I expect from one of our podcast
Researchers?
Researchers.
Researcher at
Yeah.
that point.
What are we? I don't know. Andrew, what are you drinking? Or what did you
The
just
eternal
drink?
question.
I was drinking an Alani new watermelon wave. Fucking crush that shit. Let's go. you guys got 45 minutes before I start crashing.
Did you just
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I'm drinking straight from the tree, a watermelon monster.
Oh yeah. Fresh.
Nice and fresh.
But
All right.
tell you what a hot ass time we've had in Florida so far recently, by the way. I literally cut the top off of a watermelon and just started scooping it out with a spoon the other day because I was so over being hot and didn't want to make anything.
You know what? I've
Just
always
carried
wanted.
it around like
great.
a little baby.
I've always wanted to try the thing where you cut a hole into a watermelon and you stick a vodka bottle in there. You shake it, and apparently it infuses all the watermelon with vodka, and you can just eat it, and it's alcoholic watermelon now.
Done it before.
So,
It's intense.
Is it
lot.
okay?
But I'm not a vodka person now.
Well, I mean, I would imagine vodka would probably be the best because it's just alcohol,
Oh,
just
alcohol.
grain alcohol. You know.
actually, soju. Soju will be best because you can't even taste the alcohol.
Okay.
Ooh,
All
I
right.
wonder if there is like a watermelon infused like soju or sake or something you could dump in there.
Probably. Yeah, there's
Ooh.
a bunch of flavors. The Luddy Market down the street has like all kinds of flavors,
God,
including peach.
I love a good hot sake. Oh Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, and 100-degree weather in Florida.
Yeah, just
Sure.
leave it outside for 5 minutes. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just put on the hood of my car. And then just-
Done. It'll be boiling in no time. I went into
All
the
right.
store for 5 minutes. Perfect.
So as promised, we get to talk about Onis.
Yeah.
I don't know who I promised that to, but we promised.
Mainly Andrew, actually.
No, he promised me something, and we still haven't done it yet.
I got you. Hey, it's gonna take time, Andrew. All right, it's gonna take time.
Are we still
but
talking
it's gonna
about
happen.
Lancer here?
No.
No. Yes.
I feel like the only conversation has been about Lancer for a long time, but maybe that's just me.
Okay, I promise Andrew, because he was like, even like the day before he started DMing again. He was like, I gotta play Lancer. He sends me like one adventure. So I was like, Andrew, I will learn the rules and I will run the game for you for that time.
No, you're underplaying it. Heather, I've been having dreams about Lancer. Like straight up like fucking dreams about Lancer.
I was gonna say you sound a touch rabid at this point.
Yes. I don't know how he's concentrated on Rime of the Frostmaiden, but he is. So I told him that when he starts burning out again and going low on energy, I will do one session of Lancer and then we can go back to Rime.
Andrew's gonna
Just to
bust
get out of
out
the
the fainting couch just to get to Lancer faster. Drag it
Damn it,
out. Oh, I'm done. Oh,
Yeah,
then
2 sessions in. Oh no.
Yeah, it'd be at the end of the next session. Whew, man, I'm really starting to feel this campaign. Time for another hiatus.
I will rebel. It'll be bad.
Heather will cancel Andrew and put him in RPG horror stories.
I actually feel really invigorated. So like
Oh, good.
I was telling Jose, like, for the first time in a long time, I feel like equally nervous and excited. Like there's like a nervous energy going into our last session, which is good. Which means like I'm like probably caring a little too much about it. Like you know, want to make sure you guys have a good time and stuff. So
I've been
But we
so
hated
excited
it.
to get. No, fuck off. I've been so excited to get back to Rime this entire time. Like for the last 2 weeks, every other day, I just look at Alex and I'm like, I want to go back to Beery so bad. I want
Yeah.
to go back.
Yeah, because we started with like one adventure, and then you know we're like, oh, let's do one more. Why not? It'll be nice and quick. It wasn't.
It wasn't. And they were the extra session, and I was like, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's for later. That's for after we talk about our main topic, which is Onis and how they compare to their Dungeons and Dragons counterpart.
Whoa, let me.
So-
This got really loud out of nowhere. Hold on.
As per tradition, let's start with the monster guide so we can compare. Andrew,
Okay, so
you're the expert.
So the Onis and the monster manual are not like the stat block doesn't immediately pop out on you. Like they do have some spells that the 1 day each thing. Like if you're kind of clever with them, you can make them really devastating. They also have a lot of at will spells that are pretty useful. But the Oni like itself, to me, like the kind of lore behind it, like this might be one of the few creatures in the monster manual that actually genuinely kind of scares me.
It's one of my
Good.
If you guys go back to one of our previous episodes, it's one of my favorite monsters and one of my mid-tier favorite monsters. We had like
Oh.
2 episodes about top 10s and mid-tier.
Like,
so
it's actually one of those monsters that the more I look at the artwork, the more uncomfortable I feel.
yeah, they're creepy as fuck.
So,
Oh, which is perfect. That's how you should feel about them.
so okay. So the Onis in D&D lore, at the very least, are described more like boogeymen. Like there's actually a like a rhyme, like a children's rhyme that's in the monster page.
Yeah, I can read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Lock the door, blow out the candles. Oh, the lights. Yeah, I already fucked it up. Lock the door and blow out the light. The hungry Ani hunts at night. Hide and tremble, little one. The Ani wants to have some fun. Hear scratching on the door, see its shadow cross the floor. The sun won't rise for quite a while. Till then, beware the Ani smile.
And
Ooh.
the
Okay.
reason why it's considered a boogeyman is because one, it can disguise itself. It can change shape. It polymorphs. It essentially polymorphs into a humanoid that is small or medium or even a large, because it is a large creature. So it can blend into like a populace pretty easily. But on top of that, it eats people. Like it genuinely eats people, and it considers babies particularly delicious, as one would akin to veal for beef.
Yeah.
So, and then on top of that, it's even outside of lore, it's still kind of scary because it has, like I said, the innate spell casting. You might have to be a bit more clever with it, but it can be useful. But all of its attacks are considered magical. So even if you have like lycanthropy or something like that, it's going to punch right through your resistances.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, it has regeneration.
Yeah.
Unlike
Also has it.
Unlike other creatures, its regeneration is just full stop, because there are some like the troll, like it'll stop regenerating if you use fire damage. The vampires will stop regenerating if you use radiant damage. No, this guy will always get a certain amount of hit points back no matter what. So you just so if you do have to like get in a fight with it, it's going to be like a war of attrition.
And it has a fairly decent AC. It's not the highest,
No.
But it has very easy to see and quite a hunky level of HP points.
Mhm.
I actually kind of love that because it really lends itself to a bit of the lore behind it, which is we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But like,
Okay.
even if should you have to fight an Oni face to face, it's going to be really slippery because it can cast invisibility and darkness at will, and then for each of it, the only offensive spell it has is Cone of Cold, and I feel like that's more like a break glass in case of emergency sort of a thing, because the rest it's like sleep, gaseous form, and charm person. So it's really just changing the tide of the battle so that way it can get away and sneak off in the middle of the night to eat more babies.
Right.
And the minute I knew that this was one of my favorite monsters is because if you guys remember, Heather, I'm glad you're here for this story. when we were playing as Storm King's Thunder, and you guys were on that boat with King Hakatan being tied down, and all of a sudden there was a bunch of pirates, and then you guys cast darkness, and then you realize that the pirates are hitting really hard for some reason, which is kind of weird. It was two Onis that just happened to be there, and then you guys took them down anyways. But it was a pretty awesome fight. I was like, holy shit, these guys are great.
It was a wild fight.
Yeah. All I remember was like darkness and bull bears.
Yeah. But you're
And Oni's, Oni's true weakness.
Pure fucking chaos. Entire campaign.
But I love Onis mainly because of all that lore behind the fact that also they can transform into and just look like anybody else, so they can live in town with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like nobody will ever think twice that there's somebody here. Oh, shit's happening. Where? Oh, it's spooky. But it could be old grandma that's just chilling, making cakes for people.
But
at night.
Pies.
Making pie.
No. But also on top of that fact is that they have a really good deception. They have like a +8 to their deception, and then also on top of that as well, they have really good, not like great, but they have pretty good saving throws. So they're gonna be like, it's gonna be kind of tough.
Love it. Yeah. Because a lot of monsters have like one or two. These guys have quite a few.
Yeah, I really like that specifically because a lot of the stories about Oni, because there's so many stories about Oni. Like, we're gonna maybe touch on a couple of them, but it's a really deep history. They're so difficult to defeat that you basically have a built-in mechanism to try to be as creative with how you deal with them as possible, because a lot of the stories involve using their cunning and creativity to defeat these creatures rather than taking them head on, because you saw that stat, so all of those powers, everything else, and a lot of that crosses over.
So I mean, if you want to, and they can also fly, because fuck it, why not?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's why I love Onis, and they're terrifying, they're spooky, you can play them really well, you can hide them really well, they can be with the party the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like this is definitely one of those monsters that, like, if you just look at the actions, like if you just look at the attacks, they don't seem that great, but then once you really start kind of picking apart, you're like, oh wow, these guys are like, they can be devastating to a party.
Yeah. Because like the stat block is nothing, it's like a quarter of a page maybe at most, so you're kind of skim through it.
Right.
But then once you start looking at like the saving throws and the stats and the how much their scores are, plus some of the spell casting abilities, and really started thinking about it, I think it I don't play them well, but somebody else could probably do some serious damage.
Well, I mean, I would imagine that if you just take an Oni and you just have it like in an arena
or two
fighting like things, like that's the wrong way to do it. Like you need to really lean into that lore of them being, like I said, like the boogeyman. Like they could be anywhere. Like really lay those seeds of paranoia, like have it be like the adventurers go to a village and somebody's eating children and they have to find out who it is.
They also tend to join forces with like other evil creatures, specifically if like more powerful evil creatures kind of let them live a life of luxury, and then just like, oh yeah, just give me the small child once in time and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be a Beast of like Jebu Dre situation where you actually have an Oni that's the mayor of the village or town, and all of a sudden people are being attacked by animals everywhere around town.
I mean,
no idea what this monster is, but hey.
Right.
I mean,
and now people are thinking it's the wolves or something.
I mean,
yeah. Oh, dire wolves. Oh no.
Claws. Oh, geez, man, that's so weird. You know what? Maybe we should send the children out for bait.
We should send the children away for protection, but make sure they go at night.
I actually feel like that'd be like a weird bait and switch where it's like the mayor really likes like kids. Oh no! Oh, he's just eating them. Oh, okay. We're good. Okay, that's actually better.
I thought it was the other thing.
Yeah.
The mayor spends a lot of time at the orphanage. Oh, okay. He's also a butcher now. I see. I see. That's fine.
He's eating. Oh, whew. Okay. I thought
I thought he was. Yeah.
I thought we had a problem here.
I thought we went way off. God.
Honestly, I think a fun character idea would be to have an Oni, or like a person who's an Oni, nobody knows what it is, that runs a juvenile facility.
That would be great. That would be that.
Teacher.
Yeah, like,
mistress.
like you can do like an orphanage situation, like from that Thief game, where it's like, you know, like a really creepy orphanage or something.
No, not orphanage, because orphanage people feel bad for orphans. I'm talking like a jail for kids, like a juvenile like detention center.
Oh,
and like, oh, some of them got in a fire, didn't make it. Oh, crazy.
In the D&D world, I think that would just be jail.
Fair. But in my D&D world, it will be the juvenile detention center for kids between the age of 2 and 10.
I was gonna say like a rich boarding school, because people feel less bad for rich.
True, that's a good one too.
Oh yeah, and the affluent are especially delicate because
Because they haven't gotten to do any hard labor.
It's like human foie gras.
Fatty livers.
Hold on, the Oni's eating the rich. Is he? I'm kind of on his side.
There we go. You're getting the lore of the Oni. You're understanding now.
The adventurers are gonna kill him. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. Who have you killed?
Hold up.
Bezos kids?
Hold on.
You know what?
Team huddle. Okay, so we didn't see this happening.
Okay. So he ate the kid's parents during a parent-teacher meeting, but the kid's parents were dicks. So
yeah,
we're cool with this, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the kid's wealthy now. The parents are out of the way. He gets to do what he wants. I think it's all good. I think it worked out.
And he's probably gonna eat
Walk out of the cave. Walk out of the cave to the person who hired you. He's like, oh, I can't beat him. Dude's strong. Like, just, you know.
Nope.
We tried. We really tried.
Oh yeah,
really
no,
hard.
we totally took care of that Oni. Wink, and then I just dipped out. Oh shit.
That'd be pretty funny if like you get like a small mayor or something who hires you to save like their kids or whatever, but everybody in town is just trying to tell you not to save the kids because they know what's happening. It'd be really confusing for the players. Like, what?
Oh man, it'd be like a real Shades of Grey situation where it's like, I don't think there's any bad guys here. Well, actually, no, we're all bad guys.
But what's the lesser of the evils here? You know?
Yeah,
that kid was just kicking that wheelchair kid. So, like, you know.
Yeah, he could probably eat a kid. We'll give him that kid.
We just did an entire campaign called The Gray Area, and it's just all messy situations we have to figure out.
You know, there's bad people on both sides.
Oh, that kid.
Yeah, can you that? Oni.
Eat that one.
Oh man, can you imagine a family of Onis?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can there be?
Great.
I imagine there can be a family of Onis. So
yeah, they're all disguised as families, right? Like there's like the kid, the teen, the mom, the dad, but they're all like the same age male like Onis.
Why?
When they transform. Man, I'm really tired of playing Little Debbie.
You can only tell the dad Oni, like who the dad Oni is, because he's got a bit of a belly.
His hairline's receding just a scooch.
Oh man, Jesus Christ! All right. So,
He uses a sleep spell on himself every time he goes on the couch.
But the minute you change the channel, it's like, oh, I won't thought she's there.
Every time Pop opens a beer, that he's like, haha, spell.
Anyways.
Oh man. Yeah. So the surprising thing about it is that it's like literally it's like a quarter of a page, both lore and that's it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
But there's enough flavor in there to come up with all this bullshit we just came up with.
Yeah, that's very true. And honestly, they did a pretty good job of like encapsulating a lot of that like personality, I think, once you get down into the lore, because they're not all straightforward like evil cannibals. There's a lot of like duality in there, and it actually in some mythology depends on like red oni are typically seen as being the aggressive, angry, brutal killers, where blue oni are seen as being more friendly to humans. Like,
Oh, so there's different colors.
yes, there's different colors, and they all kind of mean different things. But specifically, the red and the blue have like an origin story. Where the blue oni really wanted to befriend humanity and use their powers to actually help humans, where the red oni was very much of the idea that
See,
those guys.
stuff like that, I don't know, because I'm thinking back to Tokyo Ghostwire Tokyo, the game the one that you're like in Japan and like casting out ghosts and whatever. He's blue. His spells is blue. The main bad guy has an Oni mask. Guess what color it is?
Red.
Red.
Yeah, and for me it's always been like, oh, red versus blue. I get it, yada yada.
Yeah.
But, like, there's actual lore behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I bet-
actual lore behind it.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
I knew of a red oni, blue oni trope, like from like the TV tropes website. I did not realize there was
Right,
actual
right.
historical backing to it. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
there's
cool.
actually a mythological story about essentially the blue oni wanted to befriend humans, but humans were so fearful of the oni in general that the red oni then began attacking humans to show that the blue oni wanted to help them. He essentially created a villain for the blue oni to fight against, to show the humans that this oni wants to be your friend, essentially allowing himself to be banished to the outskirts, the red oni to be banished to the outskirts, and the blue oni to be able to befriend the village that he wanted to save.
What a good friend.
I
Wow.
know!
Wow.
That red
so
oni
funny.
that red oni
Yeah,
also
for
has
real.
that red oni also completely underestimates how xenophobic people can be. like that'd be like, oh, I'm a red oni, and they'd be like, oh no, now there's two of them. Ah!
Yeah. Wow, but that's a crazy.
Cool.
That's a pretty awesome story. I had no idea, because it's so. Maybe the red only just really doesn't like people, so he was like, just let me be.
I mean,
Like,
that was pretty
by
much it.
myself.
He's like, I don't care about these people. I think they're kind of delicious. But I don't want to be friends with them. So he.
What a good friend. Wow. Wow.
So,
Andrew, would you eat people so I can be nice? So they will like me?
Would you attack and decimate a village and attempt to eat babies? So
So that I can look better?
so he could become the savior of the village?
no.
Wow. I thought we were friends, Andrew.
I mean, I kind of have to worry about like my personal life.
I think you would do
I would do
great.
it. I would do it for you.
I think you do great as a hermit in the mountains. I think you would thrive there.
I
It's-
would love that. Actually, we were actually recently talking about like, man, I really wish I was like a park ranger, but not in Florida.
No, like up in somewhere.
No,
It's like between like $40,000 and like $56,000 a year just to live in a tower in the middle of the forest, just minding your own business. You know how much I could get? How much rain I could get done?
That's true. Absolutely.
All you have to do is just like, does it smell like fire? No? Okay, good. But it was a good day.
Occasionally check the wood for meth heads. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. There's some spooky stuff out there.
Exactly, even better.
Like-
What's the spookies? No.
Like,
Skinwalkers and shit. You know?
Oh, absolutely not.
They start screaming at me, I scream back at them. Ah!
ah! Yeah, you don't like it when I do it, do you?
the grumpiest hermit. Even grumpy to ghosts and demons.
Most of the people out in Florida is like swamp lights, and I'm not.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm not dealing with a will-o'-the-wisp. We're not going there. We don't follow those.
Also, the heat and the humidity.
And the mosquitoes and the gators
Yeah.
and the
no.
snakes.
Park ranger for like, I don't know, like Colorado or Montana or
Exactly.
something. Like that.
Little
Yeah.
That's
Utah.
Utah, yeah. Play Firewatch, dude. It's an excellent game.
So,
Both of you, play Firewatch. It's super relaxing. It's really good. It's about a park ranger and it's awesome.
We've sort way off topic. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna get down to the
Back to
nitty-gritty.
Onis.
Onis, they are a form of yokai, which is essentially a supernatural entity or spirits in Japanese folklore. They are typically described as being demons, orcs, ogres, or trolls. And it kind of depends. Some of them are known for living in the outskirts of civilization, like right on the outskirts of town in those thick forests, up in the mountain regions, in caves, on islands, abandoned fortresses. But some of them are also known for being the denizens of hell. Specifically, they are in some depictions of Buddhist hell, they are actually the torturers, the ones assigned to torment souls for all of eternity and do all those real awful things. So I would say depends on where they're located.
So they're like,
we forgot to mention, by the way, real quick, that in the D&D lore it does say that they're distant cousins of the ogres, but related.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah, actually they're called ogre mages as well. So
that's the innate ability to cast spells.
I was gonna ask, are they considered infernal or demonic or?
They're actually considered giants.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Why? I mean, yeah, they're big, I guess.
Well, I mean, because the ogres are also considered giants as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but ogres are giants. Where like Oni are their own special thing.
Well, it's like okay. So in like D&D lore, there's the ordning of like storm giants all the way down to hill giants, and then below hill giants you got like all the weird ones, like ogres and the like the two-headed guys, the cyclops.
The Edden.
Ettins are one of them. Yeah.
But there's the one with a weird name. It's like a long weird name.
Yeah, there's the Femora as well.
Which actually comes from Greek mythology.
Okay. maybe we should talk about that one too.
It's on my list. I have a very pretty list.
We need to do. I didn't know the flail snail was an actual thing. Like I thought it. Anyway, off topic. But so then below hill giants, you got all this weird like it's like not quite giants, but I guess okay, sure, whatever. Like what's the word? Like honorary giants, and because Onis are a cousin to ogres, they kind of got like grandfathered in to like the giant class. I mean,
which, by the way, there's a new giant book coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they might actually expand on them besides just being a big bag of hit points. Anyways,
I just want launch rules. That's all. Just
let me launch people. Just
throw people. I feel like wizards just watch Attack on Titan and they're like, whoa, shit.
Just frantically taking notes.
Amazing.
So, and then on top of that they are physically large creatures. So that probably lumps them in.
How terrifying is that? Like, there's like your buddy here, Bob, who's been working with you in the lumber mill forever. And then one night he gets pissed and then he just.
You stole his tool and he lost his fucking mind.
Then he just grows into this giant and like fucking eats you.
Either that or like a cloud of inky darkness spills from him, and then all of a sudden a big black taloned claw just reaches out and grabs you by the head and drags you in there. And
no. I don't know why that reminds me of an episode of Dexter's Laboratory. There's a bus episode where there's a monster attack the bus, and it turns out that it was a kid that got stuck there like a decade before, and he's encapsulated in a giant pile of gum, and it's like a really big dude. He's been using his toenails to capture snacks from the front of the bus.
Wait, this sounds familiar.
I miss this level of Cartoon Network. They don't make cartoons like that anymore.
That is etched into my memory. I don't know why.
Was there like a part where like the nails go across the floor and there's like little wood shavings and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right, I do remember that now. Okay.
The guy who wrote that episode was just like,
yes.
You know what I feel like right now? A snack, and he couldn't reach it. Like, fuck.
He tried to reach it with his feet. Like, wait a minute.
Starts writing down the episode synopsis.
Whoa, dude.
Speaking of super long toenail claws,
I
love how you tried to reel it back.
Good segue.
They're typically portrayed as like huge hulking figures, massive muscles. One of their signifying things is that they have one or more horns growing out their head, sometimes described as being oxen horns or ox horns. Massive cannibalistic teeth, occasionally a third eye in the center of their forehead. Typically, they are depicted as having red, blue, black, or yellow skin, and very sexy. They are always shirtless.
Even this one right here. Dude, if I had that physique, I'll always be shirtless too.
What's funny is that a lot of them in some of the traditional images have like these big bellies too. Like the power is in the belly.
Dude, some of them got dad bods, man. They ain't afraid to show it. Like,
Yeah.
Those are the stronger ones.
yeah, no,
Exactly.
those are the ones that's like,
If you look at their calves,
you know what? And they're really good at mowing their lawns.
yeah, and they've been carrying baby Onis for like 18 years.
This
Yeah,
is from
yeah.
Look at him. Look at those legs.
Dude,
He's-
one kick from that, you're done.
They always have a loincloth, and a lot of times it's a tiger pelt. Don't really know what the tradition or the meaning behind that is, but they are always carrying like an iron club, which is even more terrifying. They just have a girder they're about to smack you with.
It's like not like iron studded. It's full iron.
It's literally an iron club. It is
Holy
described as an
shit.
iron club.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called a kanabo, which I don't know if that is properly how to pronounce that. Don't come at me. I'm so sorry.
Sure.
They have 3 to 6 digits on each hand and foot, and they have these massive claw-like talons on every single nail.
Okay.
And they have the ability to change their appearance, and it seems like in some stories it is based on their emotions. In sometimes it's to trick their victims into following them or trusting them in some form. And sometimes, yeah, it's like their actual transformation from a human to an Oni, which can happen if you commit truly heinous crimes. You need to be really bad.
Oh, one of those, huh?
Yeah.
So wait, a human can become an Oni? Or,
Yes,
okay.
and it seems like a lot of the mythology behind Onis being transformed from a human is, in the cases of female Oni, it's predominantly male Onis. Like they're the embodiment of rage and primordial murderous natures. Like it is basically described as being a presence without humanity. But female Onis are typically born of extreme jealousy turning into murderous rages, where a woman may be wronged by someone, ends up murdering her former lover, or somebody abandoned her at the altar, so she kills them. Anything like that, essentially they are then transformed into these Oni and can never be turned back after committing such a horrific crime.
So I was looking at like the importance of like tigers in Japanese folklore.
Yeah.
It's essentially they're like tigers and dragons are very closely related to masters of the elements, storms and rain.
Oh.
Also the king, quite literally the king of the jungle. So I'm assuming if you see an Ani coming out of like, you know, the forest with a tiger loin, it's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
he took, you know, like fuck you nature, and it's wearing, you know, the most powerful thing in nature for them.
I mean, that is true. Oni are associated with the wild a lot of the times because they are kind of the embodiment of the others, like the people who had to live on the fringes of society, that otherness of different people, different cultures, different anything. Like it's been used a lot in history to describe influencing cultures that they wanted to keep out. If that makes sense.
Oh, okay. So kind of like when they were isolating themselves from
It's
the
a
Western
bit
cultures and
of a built-in xenophobia. Yeah. Of like, nope, those are essentially like they liken them to being Oni because they are the outsiders
Oh,
trying
okay.
to
interesting.
disrupt
Yeah.
the social orders within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I
not to be that guy, but like Japanese people are all the way up to now, they still have that level of xenophobia in them,
I will
like
say
ingrained in them.
that this folklore in particular, it definitely it's hard to actually pin down where it stems from because it is found in Chinese narratives, native Japanese folklore, and in Buddhist narratives. Like they're actually like it goes as far back as like the 8th century was one of the earliest ones I saw, but definitely throughout like the 12th century were a lot more of these stories coming about.
Yeah, it's like the classic like boogeyman, right? Like
Yeah,
the unknown, so it's just very embellished and pretty cool in my opinion. I think the visual of the Oni, like the Oni mask and like the Oni, like, you know, just the visual of it, I love. It's so cool.
I think it's fantastic how robust the history is because there's so much personality to what could just be read as like a demonic ogre.
Yeah.
Right.
So you said earlier that there's the significance between the red Oni and the blue Oni, but then you also said there's like yellow, black, and whatnot. Is there a significance with those, or is it just like you can just find those out in the wild and they're these colors?
I think it's more of that one. The only one that I found a very specific like red Oni, blue Oni story was it's literally called the red and the blue Oni.
Okay. All right. No,
Yeah, it was just like one instance where there was like an actual like background story to like these aren't you know, linear characters that all are enemies of humanity. Like some of them are actually friendly and bring good fortune.
It is interesting that, according to folklore, the blue Oni is considered the friendly one, whereas in the monster manual, the Oni is blue.
Blue, yeah.
And it's the one that eats babies. So, I don't know. Maybe you can like spin that in a way. Like maybe like you can have like a red version of an Oni that's more what's the word? Like you can have a blue one that's more stealth, and then you can kind of like mix some things up and have a red Oni that's more of like a like power like combat based, so that way you can have the red Oni like messing things up and causing a diversion while the blue Oni is going in, sneaking in, you know, knocking over cradles and shit. You know, while the party is fighting the red Oni. Because I'll be perfectly honest with you, I kind of don't want to make the Oni in D&D friendly, only because it's such an effective villain. I would actually like to make it more deceitful, if anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I would actually say that it could be pretty interesting if this could just be a homebrew situation. If you made it to where the Oni, similar in like the Goliath culture, like they don't get their names until a certain they don't get their color until a certain point. Like say they just all of a sudden like they turn red, they turn blue based on what their actions up to that point have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you could have like an interesting moment where you have like maybe one that's clashing. They got ousted because they're like half red, half blue, and they're like, "What is happening? You turn purple."
But the purple ones are the sneakiest. You never seen a purple Oni.
There's your party rogue. You're done. You have a rogue.
Heather, in my all of 2 minutes of research on Google, I found a very interesting article, and since you're the expert on Onis, I need to explain to me what is happening in this image that I sent you on Facebook.
Oh no.
Don't actually look at it.
It's a real image of an Oni.
I know, but like why?
So, for those who are listening,
dancing butt?
Yeah. Because I'm doing research over here, just, you know, as Heather's pointing some stuff out, I find this article by from some university, and the image of the Oni, he's like running away from the frame, like you can't see his face. Well, he's like dancing,
but yeah, man,
with his butt out, and it's just
that Oni's just throwing that ass out there, man.
He definitely is, man.
That is him scaring back to his cave after he ate 6 babies.
That would be such what better way to diffuse a situation than to have like this big prestigious like ominous thing and then just wee away.
Well, I'm full.
I love that so much.
Y'all saw that, right? That wasn't just me.
Yeah. The adventures are perplexed.
That boy, right?
Damn, why is that Oni all caked up? What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I was upset that my children were eaten, but then I saw that dog.
Damn, that Oni thick. I mean, sorry. Yeah, no, we'll take care of it.
Everybody rolls wisdom to see if they got charmed.
That's what the charm person spell is for it.
Oh, man.
The donk.
Oh,
Oh
Oni
god.
Man.
okay. All right.
But
So,
I do like the idea of like, what if like the adventurers find Oni without like before they get the color, like you said earlier,
ooh.
and it's up to the adventurers to like kind of guide it, you know, like just make sure it doesn't turn into like an evil Oni for that.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I think that's an interesting thought.
Oh,
Or-
or you have a chameleon situation that their colors don't settle until a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, they have a moral point in their time, like
Right.
that is their defining moment that defines their color.
Or
Like it would have been Octavio saving the person from being ousted out of the village. Boom.
Yeah, right. And then I just turn blue. Well,
or you can have it be like a phase 1, phase 2 situation where like, okay, we're tracking the Oni down. We're like, we got you cornered. All of a sudden it switches red. We're like, oh fuck.
There you go.
that was his defining moment. Now he's gonna eat you.
Yeah.
Ooh. You
Or-
failed your Christmas save on that one.
Or you can have it be like, oh, the mayor of the town needs you to take out this red Oni. Blah. It's terrorizing our, it's taking out our huntsmen. Yada yada. Like, and while you're out trying to solve the problem, the mayor is actually a blue Oni. It's like, it's like, oh, we'll go to the city hall for what's the word? Like to be safe
What?
from the red Oni, and then it's like, some of you guys go in the pantry, just hide in the pantry. If you could.
Don't worry about it.
Oops, I actually dumped all the seasoning on you guys. Oh, jeez.
Oh no, this pot of clarified butter. Oh.
Oh no,
Oh no, the floor is heated. What? Weird.
oh man, that's so weird. Don't fall in that panko breadcrumbs. Oh, jeez. Whatever you do. Okay, no, make sure. No, you dry hand, wet hand. Okay.
Yeah, don't mix.
Yeah, don't.
He's a good cook.
Yeah, hey, he knows his stuff.
Oh my goodness. So they are known specifically for their really horrifically nasty tempers. They seem to embody that like unbridled rage, murderous jealousy, and apparently they have a particular hatred for government officials. In a lot of their stories,
I mean,
I don't-
can you blame them?
I don't see a
Yeah.
problem here.
Yeah.
In a lot of their stories, they seem to have, situations where they're kidnapping the daughters of government officials as like vengeance,
Oh.
or they're, basically they're really the rebels in the situation. In all honesty,
Yeah. That gives a little bit more depth to the whole samurai cyberpunk thing. That their thing is the Oni.
Do you think that might be because
Lord. It even applies to Cyberpunk Red. Wow,
There you
guys.
go.
We're reaching out.
do you think that might
We planned that. We know what we're talking about.
Do you think that might be because, like you said previously, that Onis like encapsulate kind of like the more natural world? Do you think maybe that's why they don't like government officials, because they're like, going against nature by just bringing civilization or something like that?
a little of that, but also Onis really are.
Just fuck the system.
They're just like a description of like the others, like the people that are outside of the social structure of like say the towns, the villages, things like that, like people that are living outside of that system. That's kind of what Oni represent.
That just gave me that.
What the fuck up, samurai? We have a city to burn.
That gave me.
Down.
Okay, so that immediately gave me an idea for an adventure, because you said like people can become Onis. So what if it was someone that was like wrongly accused of a crime and they get banished out of the village, and that person, due to their hatred and vengeance, becomes
Yeah.
an Oni, and it's actually like the Oni's evil, like just flat out. But but like during the course of the adventure, you find out, oh hey, like the mayor really messed up on this,
Oh.
and like You know, it's like, yeah, this guy's evil, but you're not that great too. You know,
Dude,
I mean,
that's
it
a good
could
one.
be an Oni Boudica situation where a woman was wronged by the burgomaster of the town. Like he, I don't know, murdered her sister, and she lost her damn mind and became a full-blown Oni and is now raging a rebellious war against this guy. I'm on her
Ooh.
side all day, every day.
Oh, that's good. That gives that gives so much depth to just like, oh, big spooky monster.
Yeah.
Start to give it a reason.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. If you lay out like the clues or the information as they approach the Oni, maybe the party will be like, I know we gotta kill you, but
yeah,
I get it.
yeah. It's like, okay, you're a monster, but how you dealt with this situation led to this point. So
Right.
Yeah.
It's the consequences of your own actions.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you have to still deal with the morality of the situation.
Yeah.
Whatever transformed that person into an Oni, if it was a transformation sequence here, Sailor Moon style, you have to deal with the fact that they still committed that moral sin.
Right. Yeah, but also like, do you help? Like he paid you to help with the situation.
No,
but
I
if
mean-
you do, he wins.
I mean,
It's just
I know. I mean, like, you would probably end up helping the mayor because the Oni's going to be attacking innocent people. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, you're like, okay, hold on, you also fucked up. So like,
Yeah.
the right thing for you would be to leave or step down or something like that. So
What if you find out that the burgomaster's been selling the second daughters of every family to, different continents? Or
Yeah.
feeding like the firstborn sons to, or no, they wouldn't feed those ones, never mind. Secondborn sons to the Onis.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be something where it's like there is like a lesser of two evils,
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, we're gonna clean up your situation, but then we're gonna have a serious fucking talk afterwards.
I mean, your
And
whole
then
thing could just end with you chucking the burgomaster off the.
no, like you
Off
help the
the walls.
burgomaster.
Nah, fuck
And you tell the burgomaster that, right? Like, we gotta have to have a talk. But then the burgomaster sends people after you because now you know the secret of everything that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because, layers. Write it down. Write it down.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm gonna sneak that Oni inside the castle. Be like, all right, we're gonna set up a special meeting. You're gonna stop attacking this town. We're gonna give you the burgomaster. You can eat him in one fell swoop. I mean, I got some butter for you. Here's some salt. Here's some pepper. We're gonna do this.
Yeah, you can.
I got you
This is my special blend.
some
Yes.
I got 2 words for you, Oni. Burgomaster tempura. Okay.
He starts salivating.
put some of that batter in the frog oil and make the crunchy bits. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Little
But no, I
sushi's
think-
and sashimis.
I think that'd be really cool. Like the mayor seems like a kind of like, not like, obviously he's a slimy politician, whatever. But then like as you like uncover it, like the big turn could be, wait a minute, the Oni was a good person that just got in a really bad situation, and then they messed up on how they handled it. So it's like, okay, now how do we solve this situation?
Right.
So
Damn.
Yeah.
Here I liked them originally because you could like disguise them and they were really powerful.
but I mean, you can.
Silly me.
They are incredibly powerful.
No, I know. Yeah. It was, layers and layers.
Yeah.
I like it.
But I mean,
I like the anti-government thing they have going on. That's very
It is
that's very punk of them.
Okay.
My Onis are punk now.
Yeah, they're fucking rebels, man.
So we took out this Oni, but we also found a pipe bomb in their lair.
they have the anarchist playbook or whatever.
and,
cookbook.
and a very detailed manifesto. I don't know how to go about this.
Turns out the what is the equivalent of the FBI for the realm of the
Harpers?
Iron Fist of
Oh no,
the,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, no, they show up. It's like, oh, we were hunting this guy down for making threats against our government.
Plot sequence.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a copy of the Artificer's Cookbook. Like, you know.
There you go. We saw the signs and we act. Real fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so we obviously would form their superhuman strength. But they also have some associations with thunder and lightning. Like they are known for their connections to those particular deities. So yeah, they use all of their ability to wield this massive power to murder and cannibalize.
Which is
Hell yeah.
Rebel!
which is weird that the D&D one gets a cold spell as their only offensive
Yeah.
spell, not like
Yeah.
a lightning thing.
Yeah.
Because I think through pop culture, I've seen Onis as like thunder and lightning type
Yeah.
thing. Like, I've seen that before.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you're right. Why wouldn't you give him, I don't know, lightning bolt or something?
I don't know. It's chill touch all over again.
Or like chain lightning would be way too powerful. Never mind.
No, give it to them.
Little lightning zap, that's it.
Unlimited power.
But yeah, so one of the quotes from my book, the Book of Yokai, which was part of my research for this, describes them as a person-shaped anti-person, encapsulating everything that imperils human and human society. They are a presence that excludes human nature. So yeah, they're just the anti-person. They are the anti-hero to humanity. But in all actuality, it's a duality. Like they still show the ugly side of what humanity is in the way that they can be transformed by being so wronged by society.
By circumstances, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Look at my dog being all cute over there.
that's kind of like even like more scary is that they can encapsulate what a human isn't by disguising themselves as a human.
Yeah.
Just something about like I said, like the anti-human aspect of it. I don't know. Just a lot of fuel to make these like effectively scary monsters.
Yeah.
100%.
What's funny though is like I
Ambiguous too.
I think they're fantastically flexible. They are super versatile, and you can dumb them down or beef them up as much as you want. Like in some of the tales, they are seen so such intense, like undefeatable monsters, all the way to like bumbling, kind of oafish, like those folkloric characters that always pop up and they just get tricked by the young kids of the story. Like you can play them as intensely as you want them to be, but they're just so they're so fun. Like they're versatile.
Yeah.
There's a lot of meaning behind them. You can read up on some of this mythology too and like pull some fantastic ideas. I mean, we just came up with like multiple campaign ideas.
Yeah.
Small
Well, I mean,
section here.
Well, because I mean, if we really want to do the anti-human thing, like if you were to have an Oni in an adventure that's in disguise as a person, you wouldn't probably make them the most bland, under the radar kind of person available, because like that would, because obviously like someone that pops out and has like a lot of charisma, like you'd be like, okay, that guy, we're gonna put him on the list, but the rice merchant or what the fuck ever, that just kind of goes in it, day in and day out, like, oh, okay, they seem like a normal, well-to-do person, and then you go visit them one day and it's like a serial killer's lair. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking I would make him like the town drunk, because in a lot of these stories they talk about how they have this just insatiable appetite for both humans, food, and liquor in particular. Like in a few of the stories, they are literally gotten drunk so the people can defeat them in some way. So I would just have it be the local drunk. He just came into town to get hammered. He's gonna trail back into the mountains soon.
And have a kid or two as an appetizer.
I mean, who among us has not gotten the drunchies? So
completely understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
Every time.
So you said that some stories about the Oni would you would have to use their own wiles and stuff against them. Do you have any examples of that, perhaps?
I do.
If you don't, that's fine. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, I do. I just didn't summarize them, so
I'm just because we're getting a lot of good material for adventures and stuff. I think something like that would be cool.
let's see.
If not, it's fine.
We
Don't worry about it.
We don't go deeper than one layer in this podcast.
Yeah, they're evil because they're evil.
Yeah.
One story in particular of a village is basically being terrorized by Oni. So the Emperor sends the greatest warrior out to defeat these Onis that have now like taken over essentially an abandoned fortress, an iron fortress it was described as. And along their journey, they're praying to deities along the way. At some point, these deities actually come down to them, give them sake, tell them that this drink will diminish the powers of the Oni, but improve the powers of the humans. So it'll take away their powers and give the humans the Oni's power, essentially, to defeat them. And then as soon as they look back, the deities have disappeared.
Interesting.
As they're journeying along, they meet another girl who tells them, I believe, like, how to get in there and defeat them, essentially saying, like, you go in there and feast with them, which, you know, apparently was just a regular old feast. They
As you do with Anari.
that you can wait until they pass out and defeat them. And they essentially make it to the fortress. They schmooze their way in and convince the Oni to drink this delicious sake that they've brought for them as a gift. And the Oni gets so drunk on it and the special abilities that have now been imbued in it, the Onis lose their powers, and then the humans gain their superhuman strength of the. So they're able to defeat the Oni and then save the daughters of the government officials who had been kidnapped. That was why the Emperor sent them out to begin with, which I had forgotten about.
I mean,
yeah. So they had been stealing these daughters of these government officials to eat them and or sacrifice them, and they had to be saved.
Do they keep the strength, or does it go away after?
No, but they did have to go back to this fortress because as they explored further into it, they found, you know, mountains of bones, hallways of decomposing corpses. There was one mention that really shocked me, and it was basically a woman who was missing all of her limbs but was still being kept alive.
oh my god.
Yeah, it is bad. It was bad.
Oh
Jesus.
my god, that's some fucking bone tomahawk shit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically they had to use their cuttings to defeat them because it was also considered to be one of the strongest Oni. This is the most rough summary of the story that I can do. I am so sorry.
Is it in that book?
It is in the Book of Yokai by Michael.
Because I saw it and I look, kind of want to get it because it looks pretty.
So
Really
okay.
good. It's really detailed. I will say that. Like, it's fantastic.
So I mean that that in of itself can probably be an adventure. You know, like you could have like a sort of like Edo era like inspired setting.
I don't think it has to be. I think I could just translate it to just all regular.
Yeah, but it would be cool.
No, okay, just regular Forgotten Realms, okay? Sword Coast, just that little bit. We don't go anywhere else.
Okay, Western fantasy can take Western fantasy can take a seat for a second, all right? Let other
No.
Okay. But no, I mean like but you know, like maybe the cleric gets a vision from his god, like, hey, you need to crack open a cold one with these Onis. You know, and then you can then you get like a it could be like a potion of giant strength or something like that. It helps you just beat the fuck out of this Oni.
Oh, there you go.
So
There you go.
Or just make the potion draw the you know, and
no.
just make the potion do exactly what the story did.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Potion
but like,
of sleep, you mix it into the punch bowl.
yeah, like this is like something, but the Oni has to drink from it first, and then when you drink it, it gives you the abilities like
Right.
potion of giant strength, whatever.
Transfer
Right.
potion.
Yeah.
What if it's a double-edged sword and then they slowly start becoming Onis?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this could go bad.
And then they have to stop it or find a way to stop it.
Or they
Or-
Start throwing up.
Or going back to the whole like murdering and stuff like that, like violence can lean into Onianism. If you have such a setting, like it could be something like kind of like akin to lycanthropy, We're like, okay, you're really creeping into like the chaotic evil territory. This is gonna start happening. Like you're gonna have to start making charisma rolls to like stave off like becoming a demon or something like that. You know?
I don't know if either of you ever watched Claymore, but it's very much like that.
No.
No,
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't.
fantastic. Essentially, these warriors are imbued with demonic powers, and if they use those demonic powers too far, they can then transform into demons themselves, and it's a like bitter end for them all, essentially.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very emotional.
I mean, but that could also probably like lead to like a really interesting thing where you can have like a barbarian, like have a path of the Oni kind of like subclass, you know, and like and it's like when they rage, they maybe like encapsulate some of the Oni's like strengths and stuff like that, and they can, you know, kind of become an Oni themselves. But like if they use it too much, then
There's
What's
a
up?
description in here of essentially an Oni who by day looks human, totally fine, totally normal, but the second moonlight hits him, he then transforms into a 25-foot tall fucking monster.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Or, okay? Absolutely wreck you.
How do you miss that? Just. I like to imagine that the minute, like a little bit of moon just.
Oh yeah.
Ah!
No, none of that. It's just him, and then you just.
Throw it
There's no
there.
fanciness. It's
But-
just. Poop.
But then maybe you can have like the Oni's club. Like you can have it be like a magical great maul, it's like +2 or whatever, but it actually has like the curse of the Oni as well. Like, or like if you use it too much, like if you get too many killing blows with a specific weapon, maybe something will happen. Like I you know.
Yeah. Like
It's
that,
made of iron.
wasn't there a blood sword at some point? Like you had to keep. Oh yeah, there was a blood sword, the one that needed to be kept feeding it blood.
Yeah. Yeah,
Never.
I think so. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember. But it
I don't-
does
I
sound
was-
Was that
familiar.
was that Tomb of the Nine Guts?
Was it? Oh man,
Oh.
look at all of that.
Yeah. No. Wait. Oh. No. It was. Yeah. It was. It was Omu. You got it from when you defeat. I think it was like a mummy or something. It was the snake people. Oh, that's very very back then.
Oh
And then you-
god. No, I just
Wow.
remember there was a sword that essentially, after a while, after you began corrupting the wielder. I thought it was you, Jose.
Me what? The DM or
That
the-
had it. That had that particular weapon. Either way, yes.
Oh.
So yes, cursed object.
Yes, or yeah, and it can be something that's like if it's a like evil wielder, like if like they're evil aligned while they're wielding it, they can be more susceptible to curse. You know, there's some things just to kind of throw out there. All the more reasons for people not to make evil aligned characters.
Oh.
I agree. So yeah, it's a fantastic mythology behind them. I feel like I am doing the most half-ass telling of some of these stories, and I deeply apologize to anyone who is more familiar with them. But if you're here,
It's gonna be an Oni expert out there. Actually.
that's totally fine. I'll just be like, oh, actually, research at best. So, and if you're here listening to us, well, you know what you got yourself into. You're here.
but I mean, if you have even a passing interest, get that Book of the Yokai. That you know.
Yeah.
So good. I
You
mean,
know?
it was like $20. It's a really great book. It's super robust and really well researched, and it's maybe 10 pages dedicated to the Oni, and the rest of the other forms of yokai, which I am so excited to
Ooh.
read about because
I
we
might.
get tons of.
You ever watch an anime called Mushishi?
Oh, man,
I've seen it. I haven't. Like, I've seen clips of it. I haven't watched it.
I love that.
Watch it.
It's
Watch it.
it-
It's a fantastic.
it
anime.
is-
and it
it-
deals with all kinds of like Japanese folklore and stuff.
It
like
is.
that.
It is such a nice like rainy weather anime.
Oh,
You know?
To the point that sometimes it makes me really sleepy.
Yeah, like
I need that. I need that.
like
But some of the stories are horrifying.
oh they are, but I mean, but it's not like action horror. It's like, oh wow, that's terrible,
No.
while you're there drinking your chamomile tea under your blanket.
Yeah. Like it always starts with like beautiful like atmosphere and it's like super serene and chill. Like like almost like you're listening to lo-fi. You just watch this thing happening nicely, and then there's always a moment where like all I remember very vividly is one of them. This like dark goo spirit comes out of this girl's eyeball, just yeah, and you're like, oh.
Oh, there's another one that just came out on Netflix that I know for a fact I will not be able to watch, but it looks so good, and it was like Tales of the Macabre, Japanese.
I've seen that. Yep.
Yeah, it looked fantastic, but I know that the imagery alone will haunt me.
Yeah, I can see that for myself too. But I love that. I love that, and I love not being able to go to sleep right after that. But Mushishi's not like that. Mushishi's it's
laid back.
Yeah, it's like it's the horror that when you think about the horror itself, it's horrifying. But when you're watching it, it's happening like it's.
Yeah, it's like
very nice.
If there is anything scary, it's very detached to the point where it's like, oh, this is really sad that this happened to this person. Like you're not seeing it like in front of you, like you know.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
And watch the first season. I think it's on Hulu. Because there's 2. The second one, it's okay. It's good, but it's not as good as the first season. And they have a weird intro song too that I love, but it's really out of place.
No, I don't think it's out of place.
Really? I walk up like, what was it? Whatever.
No, it's very relaxing. It's very, you know, like it's not like bombastic and like da 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 da. Like no, it's a one guy and a guitar. You know?
Yeah, I do like the song. It's just I think it's really weird. Anyways, we're out of topic. Do we have anything else for the Oni? Because we're an hour and 20 minutes in.
No, I was just gonna say that I am super excited to talk more about like yokai and
Same.
Japanese, Chinese, Asian folklore, because there's a certain like respect for the macabre there that is not, it's not washed out yet. Like a lot of Eurocentric folklore, it's been kind of stripped back, and a lot of those like sharp edges were removed, and it's been Disneyified a lot of the time. And it's so stinking boring. But when then you start getting into like things like Grimm's Grimace stories, things like that, like fantastic, so good. And you can see where a lot of those like weird mythologies have come from. But like yokai is something completely different. Like this is actually a robust history and mythology and stories, and like there's a lot of meaning and nuance, and sexy and scary and awesome, and I want more of it.
And it's like there is like Western mythology can be scary, but you're right, it's so diluted and made so safe for the general populace. Whereas like I feel, and I could be completely ignorant, but it's just from an outsider's perspective, but I feel like Eastern mythology, like especially like Japanese and stuff like that, if there's anything scary, they lean into it. Like they lean further into it. You know?
So I think I have a contradictarian here opinion, but like I don't think it's that at all. I think it's the fact that we're so ingrained with our Western stuff that for us it's like, oh, I've seen this a million times or whatever.
Familiar with the tropes of it. That we're like, okay, I know how this ends.
I don't know if you guys know, but there's an anime called Yokai.
I did not actually.
Not aware.
And it's or Yokai Watch or something like that, and it's literally
It's
a little Pokemon things.
Yeah, my little brother used to play that.
Yeah,
or
like
not
super
play,
cute little yokais.
It's so like Pokemon meets like Animal Crossing.
yeah. So it's very much like for them, they also have the cute stuff for all this stuff. It's just that we're not so ingrained with it. So when we see something new, that's why Andrew, when we first started getting Netflix and the Party House and stuff like that. Like, there were some cool Japanese horrors that were, oh my god, this is so good. It's nothing like Western horror. But no, it was just very new to us, and we didn't know the tropes, and we didn't know what was gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's what kept us.
That's also very true. There's a lot of the outside looking in kind of perspective on it, you know.
Yeah, because like for me, it's always been like, oh, you know, the Japanese folklore and all this is very ingrained in like their religion and their culture and stuff like that. But then, if you think the same, for us, it's also very ingrained in our religion. Very ingrained in our.
That's also very true. Like, I doubt you can go to like a normal person in Japan and be like, oh, what are your thoughts on yokai? And they're like, what? You know, like that,
Yeah.
that would be like someone coming like over here and expecting us all to think that we know everything about the Salem witch trials or some shit like that.
And there's like, but I do.
Well, I mean, it's a good chance, but like if you ask
Giles
me,
Corey is a fucking G, okay?
yes, he is. Giles Corey was probably the first documented Chad of America. Also a great band, but still, yeah. But I mean, that's like the normal person wouldn't be like, "Hey, you're a Sasquatch expert, right?" You know, it's like, no, okay. I'm saying outside of us. I'm talking like you go to a 7-Eleven. You're not gonna like, you know, like you're not gonna find someone that knows
7-Eleven
everything.
Where? In Washington, in Florida? That's a lot of Yeti action. I'm sorry, skunk ape Yeti.
But
Yeah, well, I understand the point, Andrew.
yeah.
I don't.
Just very bad examples.
You're kidding.
Okay, so normal people that do normal people things will
Not us.
yeah. I'm just,
Not
you
fucking
know.
weirdos.
Yeah, but I do agree though. Like whatever, like Japanese folklore and Japanese horror movies and stuff like that and stories, it's like, oh my god, this is
Yeah.
so scary because you don't know.
And that's
You don't know. And sometimes it's not about the jump scare or the creepy, dismemberment. It's about the psychological lingering effects of it.
Yeah.
and that's probably why like monsters like the Onis are so fascinating, because like they give us a new perspective on like horror, you know, or like just mythology in general, you know.
I don't think there's also a lot of like the psychological factor in like
Yeah, I mean,
European American folklore. Like that psychological factor is huge in some of these stories.
there's
And, like
if there's ever like a monster that has been born from a human in Western mythology, it's usually because another monster that's like passed on the curse or something like that. There's
yeah, all of a sudden you got like the Jersey Devil.
yeah, or like vampires or werewolves or something like that. Like you don't ever get like, no, this guy got really fucking mad and turned into a wolf.
The Loop Guru didn't observe Lent, and now he's fucked.
Yeah, well, there you go. So empty out your lint traps, or else you're gonna become a loop guru. That's right.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Almost forgot to mention, there was another bean moment with the Onis. It is tradition in some areas of Japan, in like Kyoto, where they actually on like it was January 15th will throw beans in their household or out of their doors to cast out the bad spirits and bring in the good luck of the new year. And for some reason, beans is the weapon of choice against Oni.
There you go.
Oh,
Specifically like soybeans.
So
yeah.
moral of the story: if you're hunting monsters, always have a pocket full of beans,
and rice.
preferably uncooked.
Yeah.
And gold coins.
And gold coins. Just a can of bean. The Oni's coming, he's like trying to open it really fast. Oh, I can't get the grip! I can't get the grip!
Where'd the can opener go? I don't care. Axe it. You have no idea. It took everything in me not to just put like a handful of beans on that back step. One of our last sessions. Just
it's not gonna stop a lycanthrope and be like, oh hey.
You don't know that?
Especially not a lycanthrope with Swift's intelligence. So
Put a lot of beans in a clear jar. Can't count them. All
no,
right.
what you should have done was sort of book out there. That probably would have stopped.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they didn't think of that.
Um,
Reading. Anyways. Anything else on the Oni?
I think that's it. I think we're here.
Yeah, that was a lot of really informative stuff that made my Oni from going from one of my favorites to like probably one of my most favorites now, in general for D&D.
I'm really glad this was interesting because it's not something. It's something I had a sentence of knowledge of, and that's about it. Whereas like banshees, everything else, like I at least had more of a basis. Like this is actually something I had to to learn more about myself. So I liked it.
This
It's a lot of-
and this
We appreciate you doing all the research.
yeah. This also might actually be like the first time that we did a monster where we're like, no, the stat block kind of lines up. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy with this, honestly.
Like really, all we were doing is adding more personality. That's about it.
Mhm.
Like it's robust. It's good. They did good.
like I didn't see this and felt like, okay, there's a lot of fixing that can be like, no, like this tracks. I'm happy with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, maybe tweak a couple things. That's just because it's me. I can't leave shit alone. But you know, like
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And you can never be satisfied.
lightning damage instead of cold damage.
yeah,
Right.
but
Damage.
that's an easy fix. Just
Yeah.
work one out and
A
put it in.
thunder wave, but it's like a belly flop on the floor.
Yeah, like
I'll just make the belly of the thunder.
Get-
Originating from.
What?
give
Do
about
this.
give it about 20 more hit points to really signify that dad bod.
Yeah.
Slaps it with the side of his axe. Just the flat
There
part
you
of
go.
it. Boom.
Oh man.
All right, so
Alright.
are we ready to talk about our own adventure?
Yes, because we have been for a month or so now. A lot of things happened.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened. What are we talking about? I thought there's like a couple different talking points. What are we talking about now?
The Mega Gaming Weekend?
Okay, all right.
We had a mega gaming weekend.
Yeah, I could just
For those of you who for the two of you who follow us on Instagram, you probably got to see the story as I frantically kept taking pictures and uploading them as quickly as I could.
Which we
so
had
just
drink some beers, yes.
yeah. So for a couple of, just to give a little bit of an introduction to this, for like a couple of years now, we've always had some sort of like non-official kind of like gather and play a bunch of board games one weekend and stuff like that. A year ago we did it on Heather's cabin,
Yep.
which is pretty awesome. So this year I was just like, okay, well, let's take it to the next level, and then we find like a better centralized area. We got a big old Airbnb for a long weekend, where we all pitched in and went crazy with food, drinks, board games, annoying karaoke nights,
Hold on.
thunderous storms.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I just have to step away.
Okay. Thunderous storms, and I think it was pretty awesome, in my opinion. I mean, I think it was a pretty good success.
I
Yeah.
talked the hell out on karaoke night, but
Yeah, and I think between Robert and I, we had over like 80 games.
yeah,
It
there
was
was
a lot.
there was a full card table full of games, and we played a fraction of them before
Mhm.
my lead on game wins was overtaken. By myself,
Yeah.
less.
Oh yeah, because we also had I keep forgetting the word, awards, but not the actual words.
The tally?
No.
Oh, the awards.
I guess awards, but like there's the one that you like. What's the word? Like what you do with like yearbooks, the things you give most likely to do this, most like whatever.
Oh, fuck.
Awards.
I don't remember.
God, I can't remember.
I was like, I don't know. I have my awards up here.
Yeah, I got mine up there too. Because I was like, how can I make this even more extra for everybody? Yep.
First one.
And of course I had to go ahead and design a bunch of awards. I think it was like 22 in total. Yep, best dog whisperer, we had best trader, best role player, we have a bunch of best cook, best all around.
These are the
It was
top tier
great.
ones. This is all that matters.
Yeah.
I lobbied for this one.
She did. That's what I love that throughout the weekend. At first I was like, nobody's gonna even remember this until the very end. But between you, Michelle, and Chris, you were all very obviously lobbying for different awards. Even Kristen was like, she was in the kitchen, was like, I'm cleaning right now.
Kristen got the cleaning and the cooking because she threw it down.
Yeah. It was a ridiculous weekend, and I want to do it again next year. But more specifically, let's talk about like some of the board games that we played, because we played so many board games. Andrew texted me and he's like, we cannot play games we played before. And like, I knew exactly what he was gonna say before he finished that, because I was like, no, not Shadows over Camelot, even though I did play Shadows over Camelot.
Right. But I'm not touching Shadows over Camelot. I'm not touching like the board games I'm bringing, because I want to play stuff that, like, if there's ever a time that we are going to play games we never touched before, this is it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. It was 12 of us, right?
Yeah.
12 of us, 10 that stayed at the house, and then 2 that lived close enough to kind of just drive there. Andrew and Teresa. And we had 2 tables, and it was literally a game on each table pretty much the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going on.
Roving tables too, because it kept moving from like dining room space, living room space, dining room space, living room space.
Yeah, because it kept, some of the games got really intense. I think my favorite moment of the whole weekend was when Andrew, Robert, Chris, and myself were playing Scythe, and then I think it was Heather, Aaron, Kristen, and somebody else, I think. Oh, Michelle were playing the cat one. Was it the cat one, or was it?
I didn't play that.
No,
one.
photosynthesis. Yeah.
Oh, that was
so like one table.
It wasn't Aaron. That was Teresa, and that was when I realized that playing with Teresa is terrifying.
She's really good.
She's gonna win.
Like, I don't know what it was. Just something about the way she was at the board and the way she was holding her pieces. I was like, we were playing Bermuda Pirates, and I was like, I'm fucking terrified. I don't know what, you are calculating, and you are, okay.
Yeah.
You won. I see you.
Every time I play with her, she wins most of the games. Like, the only one I think gives her like a run for her money is Kristen. And Andrew and I just kind of give up and you start messing her.
I actually recently beat her in a game of photosynthesis, and I will not let her live it down.
Nice.
And I'm like, that's it. I'm never playing this game again. I'm done.
Retire champion. Yeah, but anyway, so there's this really intense game of Scythe, which Andrew and I.
What's really funny to me is that, from my perspective, is that we're playing Scythe. Which is which is like a diesel punk, like Soviet era, like war game, and we're all kind of being cooperative. And then there's this nice game of like photosynthesis or whatever going on. That's supposed to be like lo-fi, kind of chill, whatnot. And they're competing, and we're all just like, gentlemen, I have a proposition.
They're like, if you don't attack me, I will promise to give you this resource.
Yeah.
And then over there, they're like, stop doing that, and like,
why would this shade on me like that? How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
Although once, because I didn't get a chance to play photosynthesis on the gaming weekend, we played a little bit later on, and I'm like, wow, this game, you can be real mean in photosynthesis.
Yeah. I was just happy to be playing. I don't think I won that many games. The only games I won were the co-op games.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't think I won any like actual like one player against everybody else type of game.
Yeah.
I had a couple real pathetic losses against Andrew and Robert playing Quacks of Quedlinburg.
I can't believe I missed it. That game is so good. That's such a good game.
We immediately bought it after we played it. Like, no, this has to be in the lineup.
Do you get the regular one? Or do you get like the big bucks?
We got the base game. And we actually played it with another friend of ours, like at work, and they liked it so much they got the big box.
It's a great, because it's an easy to pick up. You get it right away. It's like easy to learn, hard to master type game.
Yeah.
And Robert is so good at it. Like, he sees the Matrix.
And the thing about it is that me, Robert, and Teresa were all approaching differently. Like, he's like calculating, like, okay, I have this many chips, so I have this percentage of chance. And Teresa's like buying. Yeah. This is like investing in a lot of good chips and stuff like that. And I'm just like, fuck it, let it ride. I'm just dumping shit in the pot. And it's all equally viable because of how the game is. We're just like, I'm at 7. All right, I still got chips. Let's throw it down. Whoa!
Yeah, there we go. That's where I was leaning. If you lean into the chaos energy, it's a lot of fun.
Same.
Flasks are for quitters.
Did the 3 of us play a game together? I don't think all 3 of us play a game together.
No,
because I feel like I feel us 3 are so chaotic. We would have been fantastic. at one game.
Like us three playing Quacks and Quedlinburg would just be like exploding cauldrons left and right.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why, but risking it for the biscuit became like my catchphrase of that weekend. Just multiple times of like, do you like biscuits?
We gotta risk it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we played I think the underdog game that I didn't think was gonna be as good as I thought as it was the darkness one, the one that Chris brought.
The Night Cage?
Oh,
The Night Cage.
I've heard a lot of good things about that. I did not get to play it.
Oh, you missed out.
It's so creepy. It's so simple.
I
and it's so hard. I'm like, why is it so hard?
Dude, no joke. That game was like love at first sight for me. Like I love everything about this game. Yeah. And the fact that it has a soundtrack.
Yeah, and the way the design, like the art of it was fantastic. The flavor text was excellent.
Yeah.
And then Chris went extra and he brought some electric candles. So we turned off all the lights and just put like a bunch of candles around the table. And then at one point we're like, okay, we gotta turn on the lights because we can't actually see what's happening. So we just cranked it up a little bit.
Oh my gosh. I think I had to shut down one of your spooky soundtracks. I did shut down your spooky soundtrack.
That was the last night that we played Haunted of the House on the Hill.
Yeah.
Andrew and Theresa already left, and it was the last game we played. And I found this track that had like voices, and it was actually really creepy.
Oh, it was fucking. Like, I had to shut it down.
Super creepy.
I was like, I literally was like, I cannot play this game, and this is freaking the fuck out. I need you to stop.
there's like creepy music, and then that was like next level creepy. Like it was unsettling.
It was just creepy, like feminine voices, like almost like screaming off the distance, but like.
Yeah. And the thing is that because everybody was like, some people were gone, it was like the last night, so everything was like winding down. We turned off all the lights in the house, all of them, except for like the red lights, I think, from my LED lights and the candles that were around the table.
Yep.
I mean, I like Haunted Betrayal of the House on the Hill, right?
Yeah.
I don't play it too often because I played it to death, but that was like a special Betrayal of the House on the Hill. That was the super creepy,
most stressful game.
Yeah, because Andrew, you missed it, but Aaron got the haunting, but Robert took over for obvious reasons. And then it was he had to kill us, obviously, but we had to perform these. It came down to the wire. It came down to like the last movement, and it had to be the precise roll for the last haunting to happen, because everybody was dead except for Heather.
Okay.
Heather was the last one that was alive, and it was all up to like the next round. Because Robert was gonna play it right, because it's Robert.
Yeah.
He was gonna take her out, like no problem. Because every time he killed somebody, he just got stronger and stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
So by then he had like all these weapons and things and spells. And Heather was like on the other side. It's like, oh my god, I gotta make this roll.
Stack of cards. I had every item, every haunt, every advantage possible.
Yep. The last tile that she pulled when she moved was the one we needed.
Wow.
And it was like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, I don't think I played a game of Betrayal of the House on the Hill that intense.
I thought it was great, because I have never played that game before, and Robert is going full tactical advantage on me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna stay over here. You guys go over there. It's fine. You're all dead? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was also because Betrayal of the House on the Hills can go two ways once the haunting happens. It can either be a very complex and boring and a slog of a scenario, or it can be a very, very action-based one. And we got like a really fast pace. Easy to understand.
Or unfortunately, based on like where the placements of the players are, it can also be a really quick anticlimactic, like, oh, okay, we're all dead now,
Yeah.
But we were spread out enough that we had different ways to kind of approach this.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, because of Robert, because he's just so good at thinking into the matrix, he just took us out one by one real quick.
I said, I'm not gonna stick with the group. I'm gonna go way the fuck over here. I'm gonna stay as far from you guys because you're getting messy over here. Yeah. I'm gonna go keep collecting items. I had like a crazy a crazy dude who's following me around. I had a
Yep.
dog. I had an axe and a
Yeah.
bomb. I had bombs. I had actual bombs.
Yeah. It was, man, that was a great weekend. What was your favorite game of the whole weekend?
I really liked that one in particular. Like, I had a lot of fun. It was, I didn't get to play it before, but honestly, Quacks of Quedlinburg.
That was my favorite weekend last year when we did it at your cabin.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, I haven't bought it because I just haven't played games, honestly, on my own. So I was going to buy it for this one, but then Robert was coming. So I was like, okay, I'll just hold on to it. But
I honestly feel like I don't have a right answer for this, only because like the three, my big three was the Night Cage, Scythe, and Quacks of Quedlinburg. And it's like they all like Scythe. I have been hyping myself up for Scythe, and it lived up to my expectations.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Night Cage was like kind of like a where like the Night Cage was something like I felt like I was going to like, and I really did. And the Quacks of Quedlinburg was kind of like a sleeper hit for me. You know, like I did not expect it to be as fun and as addicting as it was. So I mean, I'm really glad
that we got to play Scythe for sure.
Oh my
because
God.
it's been like 2 years since I bought it, and every time we got together, it was like, oh, we don't have time. It's too big. We have to learn the things or whatever. This time I was like, nope. That was Andrews and I's only goal. We had to play Scythe.
Yeah,
that was the only thing.
Anything else was cake frosting, but I had to have like Scythe. I had to get that one under my belt. So I would actually probably, just because of that, I would probably say Scythe was like my favorite game. Like because that's like the only one where like leaving it, I'm like, man, I could have done this. I could have done that. You know.
Actually, Scroll. Sorry to interrupt, but
oh my God, Scroll was so good.
Lost my mind. Absolutely lost my mind.
So I think that was at night. We were like about to go to sleep and whatever. It's like a quick game of Scroll, you know, before we go. Which is, you played it with us. It's the one that you draw.
Yeah.
And that's always like the drawings. There's so many pictures on the Instagram of like the crazy ass drawing. You would think that the graphic designers and artists will be like really good at this game. Freaking Alex Picasso over there just doing all these crazy drawings, and it was so good.
There's
so
something
good
about Alex's art style that always gets me.
Yeah.
Like, is it just it's like the mad brain of the 90s come to life. It makes me so happy.
Yeah. I think Scroll is one of those games that like it's a fun party game, but it's just solid. Every time you play it, solid. Because people always start the same. It's always like, oh, I don't like to draw. Oh, I don't understand. Oh, and then after the first round, everybody's like, hey, I got you fuckers.
Jesus Take the Wheel, hands down my favorite one forever. I had no idea, and then when it clicked in my brain, I could not stop laughing. God almighty.
All right, how about what are your lows of that weekend?
Karaoke.
And that was fully my fault. I take responsibility. So Andrew, I think that was you left, and that was the night that you three were like talking about D&D and stuff on that other.
Where I was sitting in there saying, "Man, I'm so happy. Quiet room here, and it's so chill, and I'm so tired, and this is so nice over here."
Yeah, I can't remember. We were like high energy on the other side, right?
Losing.
You guys leave. Yeah, and then we're like, okay, what are we gonna do? Yo, we haven't done karaoke, right? And I just walk in there. I don't know what they're saying. I thought they were like waiting for something. Like, I don't pay attention. Plug the shit in, turn on the mic, put the first song in, turn on the lights. All I see is Heather walk out. And they're like, you know, like whatever. Bro, it dawned on me like halfway through. I was like, oh, they were trying to have a quiet moment. What have I done?
Yeah, I came back downstairs after I took a shower, and I just deadpan to Robert. I'm like,
Robert, yeah.
Can I have my Switch, please? And then just left, and no one saw me for the rest of the fucking night because I was like, I am done. Robert's like, yeah, I saw your face. I knew. Yeah, I understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we still had fun. I'm sorry that.
Oh no, I'm glad you guys had fun. I'm sorry that I became such a.
No, I get it. I get it. It was like what, like Saturday night or Sunday night?
Yeah, my social battery had completely run out, and I was like, I just to breathe.
Yeah, we were. It was Saturday night. We were already like it was a lot of gaming, So I get it. I get it.
And then
How about you, Robert? I mean,
Robert.
Robert.
Robert, wherever you are.
I really wouldn't even know if I had like a low point. I would actually probably have.
Are we gonna say the dog battle?
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, that probably if it's not too sensitive of a topic, just because like the
Diesel's
entire,
good now.
huh?
Diesel's fine now. He's okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's just because like we were at like me and Trees were like, oh man, I can't wait for Sushi to meet Diesel. They're gonna get along so
Yeah.
well, and they did not.
Yeah.
They totally didn't. And we're like, oh fuck, this is a problem. So
Yeah, I think it just has.
Yeah.
I don't think Diesel's a fan of like guy dogs either, or dogs that are about his same size. He's like great with tiny dogs,
mhm.
but if it's a tiny dude, doesn't like it. I don't know.
I mean, it's so weird because I mean, I'm not. I don't take any offense to it, but like literally up until this point, I've never seen Sushi not get along with somebody. So like it's just like a weird like okay, there's obviously maybe they're both bringing the same energy and it's counteracting each other. So but
Yeah.
I think
And at the end of the day, like you don't really know how a dog will react. Also, the energy in the house was really high from the
yeah.
so
Yeah, and Diesel gets super stressed really fast, and he's a herding dog, and your dog's also a herding dog, so they are actually bringing the same level. Like, no, I'm in control. No, I'm in control.
we're actually thinking that Sushi might have some kind of anxiety because
Yeah,
like
and I know Diesel does.
yeah. So like yeah, I don't know. Like it was just one of those things where it's like I wouldn't really call it a low point, just like kind of like a minor disappointment. It's oh man, like like we were kind of hoping like Sushi would make a friend or something like that, but
I'm sorry.
it's not your fault.
Diesel really just likes tiny girl dogs, and that's about it.
I have 3 of them.
Yeah, except him and Mia don't get along because Mia gives him
Yeah.
the two.
Mia is just so grumpy now. I'm just glad that she manages to just stay on her own like little hole or whatever and just finds her own business. But yeah, Mia at this point she's just grumpy old lady.
Yeah, I was trying to keep Diesel away from Mia because I was like, give her some damn space. She has earned your respect. But Diesel
and the one that's
Sushi real fast, which I was kind of like,
yeah.
at least Sushi stood up for himself.
Yeah, I know, but
And
it's
then-
like I also want to be like, no, that's not right. Like, don't
Right.
don't become a
Like,
little
good
dog
for you,
on me.
good for you for not getting your ass beat, but don't do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt
So,
kind of bad because I just kind of threw Sushi at Teresa when that happened. I literally like grabbed Sushi and I was like, "Take your dog! I'm tackling."
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's in the moment, it's completely understandable, So you're acting.
It's not like you stood up out of nowhere, grabbed Sushi and threw it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like I did with, I think it was Mia that one time because I was so used to Diesel that I just shoved her ass over because I tried to play with her and be like, ha ha ha.
And she's so light. She's like, woo!
yeah. So it's, I mean, it's that's something that like if any of us had any less integrity, like that situation could have gotten real sticky, but we all managed to talk it out. So it's
Yeah, every dog got their own little squishy bed and all was fine.
yeah.
But we have
I
something
think-
more important to get to.
Oh, I didn't go about my low.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Fine. Okay, no, it's cool. I didn't want to talk about my
His low that
experience.
we're not going to talk about his low.
No, my low was, and I didn't know it was my low of the weekend until after I got home, is that I didn't make that pork for you guys on the last day. Because let me tell you, it was phenomenal. It was the best Caribbean pork I have ever had in my life. It was so good.
Oh.
So good. Oh. But that's it. Only because we had so much food left over. Like it
There
was
was
so
a
much.
lot of food. Holy shit.
there was so much taco left over. There was so much fish. Everything.
And
One thing that surprised me and that I'm really happy about is that all the drinks and snacks were gone. I'm like, yes.
well, I mean, but when we were leaving, and I was like, man, I kind of want to take one of those beers home. And you're like, take as many as you want. I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, I want to be nice. And then like a little voice in the back of my head's like, Andrew, don't be fucking stupid. Take a couple beers. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a couple.
My
Dude,
face
yeah.
is stocked with beer right now.
Yeah.
Those are some
So,
good
yeah.
beers. Holy shit.
Hold on, guys.
Definitely a good weekend in my opinion. I think it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of gaming. I'm really glad we got to play Scythe. I'm still want to play Merchants of the Dark Road. We haven't got a chance to play
But
that.
but you saw there was a table overflowing with board games. So it's like you look at that and you have to like already come to the conclusion you're not gonna be able to do everything you want. So you just got to get your top 3 out. You know?
And then Rubber had like a whole bunch more in the trunk of his card.
Oh
like
my
a lot
God.
more.
Yeah.
When we were helping
He
him,
didn't bring in.
we were helping him pack up. All of a sudden, he opened the trunk, and there were a good dozen more board games that hadn't even made it to the table.
Yeah. All right. So yes, like Heather said, trying to get me not to talk. Rude.
Sorry.
We also play a lot of D&D in the past like month or so.
A shit ton of D&D. Just like
So much good D&D.
So if you're still listening to this point, we play D&D on Wednesday, so please make sure to join us at around 6:30. I'm sorry, 6:30 to 7 on Twitch.
I think it's more like for people that know we play D&D, we occasionally have a podcast.
yeah, for sure. So, the best part of the episode is session highlights.
You know, I'm pretty sure we can do the soundboard on here.
No, dude,
Okay.
stop.
Okay.
Stop.
No, it's not as fun as the mouth horns.
It's not.
No, make it stop.
See, I see.
You
Thank
transported to just spring break where you never want to be, like in the dirtiest hotel possible.
I don't feel.
Desolate.
I don't feel bad for admitting I immediately muted the soundboard, so I don't ever have to do it. Because there's too many people.
Duck.
Yeah.
There's.
People. The one session that we discovered the soundboard, it was out of control already.
I'm like, nope. I'm immediately muting this because this is gonna piss me off one of these days.
But yeah, every time you try to speak and you get ducked.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, that's great for when you fumble a stealth check.
Yeah.
You step on a duck. Why is there a duck in this Dwargar fortress? Don't shut
Why'd
up.
you step on it?
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right. Heather, in the past month or so, any session highlights?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm just really happy to be back in Rime.
I'm usually happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be back in Icewind Dale. Getting down to business. Were tigers being made out of Swift, sorry.
Out of Swift.
Pure terror. Also, the ridiculous ending to our dungeon delving adventure.
Just fuck it. Here's a dragon.
Yeah, here's a fucking dragon. All right, oh wait. You guys got a level. Just kidding. You're
I know.
Please,
That was a quack sound for me. Quack.
please tell me the text for the actual adventure said. Now here's a dragon. Fuck you.
Yes, there was no description or anything. It was just
Because
fucking nerds.
that's what it felt like. It's like, all right, here's a dragon. Knock yourself out.
Pretty much. Like, oh, you got this little like secret corridor section back here. Oh man, there are anvils, and forages, and oh fuck, there's a dragon. There's
Yeah,
a small
fuck.
lake, and an island of gold, and a dragon.
And a big fuck off dragon. Here you go.
And the crazy part about it that even though we played the adventure slightly like different with a different story,
Mhm.
even the original one doesn't mention the dragon at all unless you ask like a very specific NPC in the last level, and then you're aware that there's a dragon.
Just
Yeah,
no one knows.
there's not
about
like
the dragon.
oh the legend of the dragon of what. No, none of that. It's just this dragon smoking a cigarette down there.
There's a dude that's like,
I'm
I've
doing
worked
it.
here 10 years. I've never seen a fucking dragon.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no
I think
such thing
my
as
session
dragon.
highlight. I have two, I think, from the last few most recent games because I remember them. The first one is when Andrew fumbled that bridge thing with the dragon and just got carried into the middle of this dark lake engulfed in darkness.
This is gonna sound really weird, but the thalassophobia is my session highlight too. First time in a long time since I played D&D, I was afraid. Not just for my character, but me as a person was afraid. I'm just like,
What? How? Yeah. Yeah, bro. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe Andrew's the one that's going down. Because it was technically whoever first stepped on there.
Yeah.
right? And then you have to do the roll, and then it just so happened to be Andrew.
Mhm.
So he gets carried, and I'm like, oh, I know he hates this. I know he's gonna hate this. So I like really lean into it all the way through. And then, but the thing is that at the middle, like towards the end of the battle, like everybody's trying to take this dragon out that's underwater, and they're really struggling because the underwater gave him quarter cover. So his AC was like 23, right? So it was really hard to hit it.
Jesus.
This whole time, and Andrew is essentially like, fuck it, takes out his swords and just dive into the water.
Man,
And the whole time he's having this epic fucking battle with a dragon under, like epic. Like I describe it as epic. He's making all these hits and all this stuff, and then Rollo's like, all right, my turn, and he jumps in. We're describing as he has this little floaty that pops out of his wheel, and then he goes to battle, misses every single shot. So it's like I try to describe the contrast of like the underwater camera is Andrew with his epic like fight with a dragon, blood, and he's getting hit, and the dragon's taking hits, and on top it's just Rollo with a little drink with a little umbrella and a little bubble every now and then just pops out, just bloop.
Lazy
in the
river
water.
style.
Lazy river mode. Yeah.
Alright, is just pushing him around the dragon.
Yeah.
Having a great time. Real.
And then he was like, all right, I'm gonna try to attack. And then the dice were not in his favor that one day, sadly. But Andrew, and then obviously that accelerated the killing of the dragon 10 times fold. But then freaking Mal, Chris's character, he's like on the fucking ceiling with an arrow, and he just roll a crit for the last shot of the campaign. It was spectacular, and he's like, yeah, fuck you, and he just falls into the water as he kills the dragon. It was too good. It was too good. I was like, yes. And of course, so the way the dragon was supposed to be played is that he wouldn't get close to the shore for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to roll to recharge my breath weapon. Didn't recharge a single time. Except for that time that Andrew took like 37 hit points.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's because you start out with it fully charged,
Yeah.
and you know.
Yeah.
But
So.
I think added
And then.
bonus session highlight was actually connected to this crit hit, or a little bit before that. Was one of the sessions before that, I had rolled a crit, and then I rolled a 1
Oh my.
damage, and
oh
it has
man,
now overturned everything in our group, and we are now going
Yep.
against rules.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that happened, and not because of it happened to you, but because
I'm devastated, but I'm glad my
Yeah.
suffering has helped others.
the first time I DM, I used to just do 2 full hit die,
Mhm.
right? Then the second time I DM it, I did it like 1 full damage die and then just roll extra.
Yeah.
So we went back because roll 20 makes it very easy, and for all the way until this point, the rolls have been fairly good. It's still better than just a regular
Yeah.
roll. It has. I don't think it has ever been like a crit, like a crit fail or a crit 1.
Straight up 1, yeah.
And it felt so like bad because like you did such a like crazy hit, and then it's just like
Quack.
2 hit points of damage or something.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely quack. So yeah, from now on we're going back to 1 full hit die of damage, and well, in my campaigns, Andrew, I don't know on yours.
nope, I'm going for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 full hit die of damage and then
now.
roll.
Yeah, I'm just glad that has been clarified and
Yeah.
solidified.
Yeah, 100%. And then the other thing is, my second highlight, I know I've been talking a lot, was the last session in Rime, because we find this cabin. You know, we're introducing a new character. We don't know what this cabin is. We find a cabin, and Octavio being Octavio, he's just like, ew, gross. Oh, this is so gross. So he starts going through the cabin. Everybody's trying to like take
hold
care
on.
of Swift.
First of all, I'm describing this cabin as being comfy, but like, what's the word? Like logical.
Rustic.
No,
Rustic.
yeah, rustic. You know, like there's not a lot of luxuries, but it is kind of comfy. And Octavia's just like, ugh, peasants live here.
Yeah, pretty much. And everybody's like trying to take care of Swift, so he's about to turn into a were-tiger, and then Octavio's like preparing himself a bath. He clogged up the toilet because he didn't realize that it wasn't an actual toilet.
He starts talking shit about Beery's ancestral homeland. It's like, well, it's better than the mountains where you're from,
Yeah.
Beery. Like,
And then
whoa.
he just starts like looting the whole place and books and all this stuff and whatever. And then as things are happening,
Around.
the new character gets introduced, and then they're like, oh wow, look, a new person or whatever. I forgot what the thing was. But then it was mentioned that that was his cabin, and Octavio instantly was like, rushes back into the cabin. It's like, don't go to the bathroom.
Shit.
Really?
Starts putting everything back as he's like telling his story, and like we're trying to figure out how to take care of Swift and this danger that's happening. Octavio's like really like putting things back really very slowly and just like, yeah, interesting. What a nice cabin you got here. I have to talk mad shit about it.
Beery's having to play like Mama Bear and be like, I'm sorry for my cub's insane behavior.
Yeah.
That's Octavio. Just leave it alone.
Don't you have thaumaturgy? Can't that do cleaning as well? Like, you could just cast thaumaturgy, just like...
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, well, you know.
There you go. The frantic energy really took.
Oh, but yeah, that was my 2 session highlights.
Yeah, no, the Thalassophobia. I mean, there were a lot of good moments in season 2, episode 1 of Rime. But I would have to say, if I had to pick one out of all the previous ones that we've betwixt recording sessions,
A lot happened, yeah.
Yeah, a lot happened. Probably, like I said, probably the Thalassophobia moment, just because it's like, for one beautiful second, Andrew the player and Guillaume the character saw each other eye to eye, and so far the fact that this is terrifying.
Yeah, like after the fact I felt bad, so I like texted him. I was like, by the way, if it's bothering you, like let me know, like, and then just like, nope, go for it.
Nah, man, lean into that shit.
I felt really bad myself as well, because I had flashbacks to Ghost of Saltmarsh, where I had entire transformation sequence happen underwater.
Nope.
And as I creeped myself out while I was writing that, because I also that deep water, dark water nature scares the shit out of me.
Nope,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it. Like I said, if anything starts happening, if we ever like start approach like a trigger warning kind of area, I will say something. Otherwise,
Okay.
knock yourself out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
also a quick other highlight moment. It was a really short one. In the previous level before you guys got to the dragon, when you guys, like, it was like essentially like secret door after secret door after secret door. There was this little hallway, and then you guys go north and you open the door, and I reveal the room after it, and it's just like dead bodies littered everywhere. You guys are like, nope.
just gotta close that door.
We got that today.
Yeah, I always love those reactions when it's just like, I'm not dealing with it right now.
Nah, you know what?
And you did it. You just went down to the dragon.
Like, just because I'm an adventurer doesn't mean I'm feeling adventurous.
Yeah. Oh, and the freaking battle on the door that says death becomes sense of whatever the hell was. And then you're like, oh, let's see what's in here. And then you walk in, massive minotaur things come up. And you're like, well, yep, the door wasn't lying.
Yep, the door got this one right. All right.
Oh, man.
I think that's where you got the one and you crit that battle.
And then those 2 giant skeletons just beat the piss out of Agnes.
Oh.
You know what? That's just the session highlight entirely for all of the session highlights is the number of times Agnes got her ass into her.
You were playing your wizard, like a mix between like Vesemir, but thinking that you have the strength and constitution of Beery.
Yeah, basically, I was going in there with big Beery energy, and I was a squishy baby wizard, like a little. So
What I remember the most about that is that she walks in, it's like, I got this, guys, and she casts like I think it was Thunder Wave at like higher level, right? And then she's like, all right, how many did I kill? I'm like, none. And she's like, oh no.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, they just all turn against you.
Okay, so one of my favorite things was that Robert played Diamante as a different class, but acted like as if he was that class the entire time. He was gaslighting the party.
Yeah.
2, I like the fact that Agnes kept freaking out that she aged 40 years despite the fact she's an elf, and 40 years is like no time. And we kept being like, you're fine. You got like 700 more years to go. You're gonna be okay.
And
you're like, I'm an old woman now.
I'm middle-aged.
I love that there's like there's a montage out there somewhere of just Agnes just getting eaten and killed by everything.
And then and Guillaume just be like, All right, let me go fix the situation.
She's like, I'm gonna channel a little bit.
Oh
of
no! The moment where like Agnes and Mal were playing out in the fungus, and all of a sudden like it got real quiet. Like, oh shit, they're in trouble.
Yeah, because the two grown-ups, quote unquote, you and Robert and Diamante were talking about like life or whatever. I don't know, something. It was like a nonchalant conversation, and then the kids are like in this forest of mushrooms, and you see the movement, and then it goes completely dead silent.
Like, oh fuck! All right, let's
go. Extra rustling of the mushrooms, and then quiet, like
and then quiet. Because you guys were far enough to not hear or see what was happening, and it was just Agnes getting eaten by a Greg.
Down.
That was great.
Also, every time Agnes would walk away from Guillaume got attacked by something. That happened like 3 or 4 times. Where like Agnes would get an argument with Guillaume, Agnes would walk away, and Guillaume would get assaulted by monsters as you were pouting and walking away.
Oh my god! I don't know why. So going back to everything, Andrew came up with the Agnes character to begin with, or this duo to begin with, and I don't know why, but I really just wanted to bring in full like chaos gremlin energy. Like I played it,
love it,
cross between Octavio and the tales of myself as a child that my parents tell me. And this is accurate. This is the most.
It was so good. It's so good. It led to so many moments that I was like, okay. I almost call Robert's character Quintessence. What's his name? Diamante. He just, I think he used his healing word on you more than he did on anybody else combined.
Like, okay, like
he was like,
there's always going to be a party parent. And I wasn't that fully like Jafif was the party parent, but just me trying to rein in Agnes, like I was tired. like just like no, don't get out of the coffin. Get.
I let my chaos gremlin energy out fully, and it felt so good.
Stop using that skeleton's arm as a focus. That's very disrespectful.
But it's so fun. Little creepy necromancer. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
he's great.
God damn.
Damn, that was good. Oh, any other highlights, guys?
I think I got them all out of my system.
I would like to see Agnes again. I'm kind of glad I did Zona because fun.
Yeah. No, Agnes was much better than Zona. I have to admit.
Oh yeah. You got to bring some chaos to this group, and I don't think
the first group everybody was too proper. Away. I guess you could say. Yeah, like this is what we're doing.
I don't know about that. There was a little bit of like madness in Brenther.
Not chaos. It's different.
By the way, Heather, I already told Jose what my next character is going to be for the next adventure. It's going to be Brenther, but he has an eye patch, and he's not going to say what happened. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Yep.
Every time someone brings it up, it's like I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
Something super embarrassing.
Yeah, something dumb like a cat scratching your eye.
Table.
Yeah, he smacked his eye on the corner of the coffee table or something.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Attack of Opportunity. I promise that we will try our best to make these more often.
Maybe shorter.
I want to. Yeah.
Well, I think it's so long because it's been a minute.
Yeah, we have a lot to go over.
We're making up for lost time.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to give like a special shout out because I've been talking to I've been kind of talking to Chris on the side like for his character and stuff like that. That dude is putting in some fucking work. He is doing some serious research because what's it? His character. He already revealed what his character's secret was, which I was cool with because I said, hey, you can just immediately right out the gate say what your character secret is, or you can keep it like a secret. You know,
he's resigned to death.
Yeah.
So he kind of took on the mentality like 2 months, in 2 months' time is going to be my problem anyway. So hey, by the way, but he was like telling me like, hey, what kind of slot is it? Like it's like red slot, blue slot, because there's like different gestation periods. I'm like, you actually kind of stumped me on that one.
Yeah, no, he sent us like a screenshot of like videos that he was watching, and like Andrew and I were like proud parents, just like, oh, they grew up so fast.
Exactly, like damn, dude.
I was thinking he came in like locked and ready to go. Like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
It definitely didn't seem like awkward. Like
Nope.
oh no, new character, who dis?
Yeah, no, he's a little daunted only by the length, because we told him this is a campaign, it's longer, so he was a little intimidated by that. But it sounds like, dude, it's fine. Like,
I also said don't worry about like the specifics of the story.
Yeah.
Only because like I'm making a recap thing for him, but also like I'm pretty sure the characters are going to want to give you like the here's the blooper reel of all the dumb bullshit.
We kind of did it actually.
Yeah, tell him it's like season 8 of Supernatural. Like you may not know what happened before, you don't really need to. It's gonna be the same fucking thing regardless.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but yeah, Chris has been pretty awesome. So we sadly lost Howard, not in like a bad way, because he's getting married. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
But he's focusing on that more, so obviously, D&D takes it back. Which, honestly, I mean, who does that?
Gar found a good girl to settle down with.
Yeah, he's having a good.
But
I really hope that we can bring him back for like the final fight or something, just so he can be there with us.
Oh my god, one final bonk to end it all.
He just shows up. He's like, oh shit, Gar, hey, just like he always does.
Yeah, just like as like the BBEG like looms over you, just hear dunk and like
but yeah, thank you guys for joining us one more time. Again, follow us on our social media. Twitch, we do live on Wednesday. We go live on Wednesday playing Dungeons & Dragons, and we are available on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So make sure to tune in and join us. Other than that, make sure to like and comment. If we are completely off in our knowledge of Oni, tell us. We appreciate your feedback regardless.
Help them.
As a bunch of filthy Western gaijin that we are, we probably we're way off on some things.
Yeah.
Cursory research. I do not claim to be. Anyway,
what is the Adventure Time guy? It's like I have a approximate knowledge of many things.
Frank the human boy. How did you almost know my name?
There we go. Yeah, exactly.
That's us. Yeah. But yeah, we hope you had a good time. You learned something, a couple of things here or two. If Uni is your favorite, just like mine, I hope that you were enriched by the knowledge that we're provided here, because I surely was. Thank you, Heather. And yeah, we have a lot of shenanigans going on our social media, so please make sure to follow us. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday or Wednesday or whenever you're listening to this. Be safe out there, and as always, keep it gaming. Bye.